Hola, hola a todos, ¿cómo están? Bueno, primero, first of all, I'm gonna be talking in Spanish and in English in this live. So I wanna check just some things. Let me know, where are you guys from? If you guys are from Costa Rica or any other country that doesn't speak Spanish. So if everyone is from Costa Rica, I'm gonna be speaking in Spanish. If you guys are from another countries that doesn't speak Spanish, I'm gonna do both, okay? So just let me know in the chat where are you guys from, and also let me know if you guys already checked the other videos that I made talking about the scholarship, and start writing down all the questions that you have about the scholarship, okay, before I start doing all of that. So I have in here some important things. Perez, okay. I have in here a list of things that I want to tell you guys for this process. I know I made some videos. So many people were asking me so many things on Instagram. That's why I wanted to make this live, because so many people ask me the same. Most people ask me okay, I'm going to do it in English, okay? So most of the people asked me, one of the questions for all these months was when the process was going to start. So I'm not working with the embassy. I'm actually an ex-student with the scholarship. I went to Japan in 2014 and I studied there for 5 years. I went with the specialized college scholarship, training college scholarship, and I studied the 3 years, 1 year of Japanese, 2 years of the scholarship, and then I extended the scholarship. So I'm going to answer one of the questions. So many people ask me this. So many people ask me which is better to do. If they want to go and do the undergraduate, the scholarship, or they want to go and do the specialized training which one is the difference between these ones, or which one do I recommend the most? And I went with the specialized training. I don't know if you guys already decide which kind of scholarship you guys are gonna go and apply for, but I'm gonna talk about my experience, okay? And then after that, I want you guys to write down in there in the live while I'm talking all the questions that you guys have, so I can answer to the questions, okay? Because that's the live for today, okay? So, español también. Voy a hablar un poco de mi experiencia, de cómo fue la beca para mí, y mientras que estoy haciendo esto, quiero que me escriban en el chat, ya sea en español o en inglés, las preguntas que tienen en específico de la beca. Y con esto quiero que sean demasiados específicos, que me digan cosas de aplicación, que me diga cosas ya sea de, qué sé yo, del monto o de la beca, o cosas que pienso yo de la beca, o cosas así, cosas específicas que yo pueda contestar, ¿ok? Entonces voy a empezar primero cómo fue que yo fui a Japón, y luego contestaré todas esas preguntas, ¿ok? So, I'm going to answer in English first. Sorry that I was talking in Spanish, because there is people that doesn't know English and there is people that doesn't know Spanish, so I'm going to do both. So I went in Japan 2014. I got the scholarship that was the specialized training. And with this, I'm going to tell you guys the question that so many people ask, that was which one is better? For me, in personal, I think that one of the best scholarships, if you are just starting, if you are 18, 19, and you are starting to study one career, is to get the specialized. Because I went with specialized training. I didn't know that when I was in Japan, I could actually extend the scholarship and stay in there for 2 more years. And then after, I will graduate from the university and get actually that degree that is the same as the bachelor degree, the same as the undergraduate. But in my experience, so many people that go to Japan, they have a different idea before traveling to Japan. And traveling to another country, I'm from Costa Rica. So Costa Rica is 24 hours taking planes from Japan if you just do one stop in the United States. So it's a long trip. You cannot go home every vacation, because it's really expensive. So this is one of the things that you guys have to think about before applying for the scholarship, is that it's literally in the other side of the world. So with this, you have to think too, if it's a specialized training scholarship, it's going to be 3 years. So in these 3 years, you're going to study 1 year of the language, that is Japanese, If you don't know anything, they're going to teach you from zero. I didn't know anything on the year that I applied, 2013, when I applied. I didn't have to write down the test that was Japanese. So many people ask me that, like, why you didn't make the Japanese test, or why you talk about not completing that test. That was when I did it. I didn't have to put that, but everyone that is listening to me right now, this year, all of you have to fill out the test. And that's why in Spanish, I'm making classes in this channel, because I want people that doesn't know any Japanese to start learning from now. In Costa Rica, the process already started, and that process is gonna be like open the application until like August, I think that I read today, in the embassy. So you have from here until August to study, to make sure you know some Japanese, and to know that you can at least put your name and at least have like 1 or 2 questions that are correct. So I didn't have to do that when I did the scholarship. So that's why I didn't put that on my test. Then so many people ask me in the videos that I put, why did you get the scholarship if you didn't know mathematics or you need to know English? So I wanna like put this in here so all of you know. I didn't know how to talk in English, and I didn't know like the listening part of English. But in the test for this scholarship, you don't have to do listening and speaking. You only have to write down a test. So in this test, you're gonna have like from simple questions until difficult questions. Of course, I didn't know listening, I didn't know speaking, because I was always so afraid of talking, because people were like better than me in high school, so I felt like less than them. I was always so afraid to talk and people to make fun of my accent. Of course, now no, because I'm talking in English. But I want you all to think about this, is the test is gonna be writing. So what are you gonna be able to do from now until the test day? Go and search on internet and start searching like the TOEIC, like for example TOEIC or TOEFL. Like start making that kind of questions, because there are gonna be questions that are gonna be similar. That is like, for example, you have like different words and then you have to fill out the phrase and stuff like that. So long story short, I got the scholarship. Of course, I did the mathematics test that I already explained on some of my videos, that the mathematics test is gonna be like similar of the ones that they have in there in the official page. In every embassy of every single country, they have the same link that you're gonna go, that is the official link, the official scholarship link. And they have like from 2014 until 2016. It's like 4 years ago, but believe me, the topics are the same, because as I say, I applied in 2013 and it's gonna be the same topics. Of course, it's not gonna be the same questions. It's gonna be the question maybe a little bit difficult, more than the test that they have in there, or a little bit more easy. So you guys have to practice with this test. So many people ask me like, but which book can I get to study for that scholarship? I don't recommend any specific book, because the test like is gonna be like similar. So just go practice with those tests, and after, when you already practice like 5 times with this test, you go and say, okay, I know these answers, so I'm gonna search the same topics on internet. Okay, so if it's, for example, I don't know, like linear equations, so you go and search on internet linear equations practice. So you start practicing the same kind of questions, the same kind of topics. So that's why in the other videos, I didn't tell you guys, this book is good for this scholarship, this book is not good. Because in the end, if you study a book, you're gonna study the whole book from here until August. And then if you don't have the whole time to study everything, you're gonna fail some questions. But instead, just learn which topics are the ones that are gonna be in the test and try to be the best in this topic. Then let's continue. So I applied with that scholarship. Long story short, I got the scholarship. I went to Japan. Spanish. Estaba explicando un poco de lo de los exámenes de la beca y les estaba diciendo que, por ejemplo, el examen de inglés, muchas personas me preguntan que por qué yo pasé la beca si yo no sabía inglés. Entonces, yo lo que estoy diciendo en inglés ahora era que yo no era muy buena en lo que era escucha y era hablar. Pero los exámenes de la embajada, los exámenes de esa beca son de escritura. Entonces, por ejemplo, usted que me está diciendo que lo haga en español, trate de practicar mucho lectura y gramática del inglés para que pueda practicar y hacer el examen. El examen va a ser, obviamente, los exámenes van a ser en inglés. All the tests are going to be in English except the Japanese test. Y después tiene que hacer frases como, por ejemplo, tiene preguntas cortas, tiene preguntas largas. Va a comenzar desde lo más bajo hasta lo más alto. Entonces, practique con lo que es el TOEIC, practique con lo que es el TOEFL y así va a poder ser mejor. Después, el examen de matemáticas, no estoy dando ningún libro, yo no recomiendo ningún libro. Sé que tal vez personas sí o no. Lo que recomiendo es que vengan y practiquen los exámenes que le dan ahí, ¿ok? Entonces, le van a dar varios exámenes desde el 2014 al 2016 en todas las embajadas de todos los países van a dar el mismo link porque es la página oficial de Japón que está dando las becas. Entonces, practique esos exámenes. Ya cuando usted entienda bien los temas de los exámenes, vaya y busque temas similares. Es decir, si son ecuaciones lineares o parabólicas o cosas así, ustedes buscan en internet ecuaciones o ejercicios de ecuaciones parabólicas y así va a poder resolver y va a poder practicar mucho más. Eso es mejor que ir desde ahora hasta, qué sé yo, agosto o cuando sean los exámenes, creo que son en septiembre, hasta septiembre y se ponga usted a empezar a leer todo un libro y a practicar. Mejor busque lo que son preguntas de ese tema en específico. Por eso yo no estoy recomendando ningún libro. Eso fue como yo estudié. No sé ustedes cómo quieran estudiarlo, pero este es mi consejo. Y ahora voy a ir en inglés para terminar mi idea al inicio. So, to finish the idea of the beginning. So, I study the technical scholarship, okay? And when you guys finish, you can actually extend the scholarship. You can extend it 2 more years, so you can go to university. And when you go to university, you can end up with the bachelor degree that is the same as the undergraduate. So, my point with all of this talking was, why do I say that it's better for me, in my opinion, to get the specialized training? For me, in my opinion, when you go to Japan, you have a whole idea of Japan, the idea that Japan sold to the world. But when you go to a country to live, it's gonna be so much different than actually when you go and study or when you go in, when you just look at it from your country. It means like I'm now in the United States, so the image that I will have from the United States of Japan is different from the image that I'm gonna have of Japan if I was already living in Japan. So my point is there are so many people that after living in Japan 1 year, 2 years, they don't like the country. But if you go with the undergraduate scholarship, you're gonna go there for 5 years. You're gonna sign a contract when you receive the scholarship, so you have to stay 5 years in there. And the government, of course, they are gonna pay monthly the money. They really do that. Like they select a date per month, and they are gonna put that money into your account. So you guys doesn't have to worry about that. It's not a scam. The scholarship is good. So for me, I did the specialized, and then I said, okay, I'm gonna extend the scholarship because I think it's better to get the degree. And I think it would have been better that if I just sign up for the undergraduate. So many people have been asking me that, which is the difference of one, which is the difference of the other one. One is 3 years, the other one is 5 years. One, you only have to make 3 tests, Spanish, English, Japanese. And the other one, you have another test like biology, chemistry, and physics. So you guys put yourself in a balance and then decide which one you want to apply for. So I'm going to answer some of the questions that are in here. So let's see. Hice español, inglés, ok, estoy haciendo así de ambos. Debería trabajar en la mano. ¿Qué papeleo le piden? Ok, el papeleo. The papers, the documents, they are going to be in the Embassy of Japan of your country. So you go and put Embassy of Japan in Ecuador, Embassy of Japan in Costa Rica, Embassy of Japan in blah, 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 blah. Your country, you go and search, and then you put scholarships or becas in Spanish. So you go and put that, and they are going to have the list of the scholarships that are available. In Costa Rica, this scholarship that I'm talking is already available, so you can go and check, and they are going to have documents. And actually, I wrote it in here because they have a link, and it's like, in Spanish, convocatoria oficial. or in English, guidelines. They have this in every embassy, every like explanation of the scholarship. You have to click in there, because when you click in there, they are gonna send you to the link that is the official page, and you have to read really carefully. This is something that I wanted to say. I already had it in here, that when you go and apply for this scholarship, many people think that when you put the application form, that is not gonna be so important to do. But this is the most important thing for me, I think. So I want you guys to think and to really take this seriously. It's not only the test. You're not gonna get the scholarship only for the test. You're not gonna get the scholarship only for the interview, but also for the application form. Which application form? Every embassy have it in there. So I don't have it open right now. I can open it in my phone if you guys have questions about that later. But the application form have 3 different questions that people have been asking me a lot. One of the question is like careers. You are gonna put 2 options, I think. If it's the specialized training, if it's undergraduate, you can put 3, I think. I'm not sure right now. I don't have it open. But you're gonna have options to put in there. So which options? So many people say, but I want to study music, and then if I go to Japan, if I get selected, how do I know that I'm gonna go and study music, or which area of music I'm gonna go and study? And this like is something that happened to me. That's why I'm telling you guys. I put civil engineering and architecture is the name of one career. I put it in. When I went to Japan, it was different. So it was like only architecture. So they sent me to study only architecture. I couldn't change it. So I want you guys to be clear of which thing you want to study. If it's civil engineering, put it big in the first option. Don't try to hesitate. If you want to say in Costa Rica, they don't like tell you, they don't teach you, for example, manga. And if I put manga in the first option, I'm not gonna get it. You have to like make sure you let them know why you want to study that. And what, this is the question number 2. I don't know the numbers right now. I think it's 14, 16, and 13 in the application form. In one, you have to put which career. In the second one, you have to put why you want that career. And then one, you have to put what you're gonna do for your country when you finish the scholarship. These 3 questions are the most important. Why? Because every person are gonna write them different. Like, for example, I'm gonna give you an example for me. This is what I put after when I wanted to extend the scholarship. I studied in the Tokyo Polytechnic University. And the Tokyo Polytechnic University, if any of here want to study undergraduate, they have a really good like laboratory that is for investigation research. They have like a wind tunnel that, of course, they don't have that in Costa Rica. So when I wanted to extend my scholarship, I say, okay, I wanted to extend it. I wanted to go to this school. And the reason I want to do this is because they have this, this, and this. And when I go to Costa Rica, I'm going to help in this, and this, and this. You have to be like, I don't know the question in English, but you have to like make it just exactly. You don't have to talk a lot, but just go in the point. It means I put in my application, I want to study the Tokyo Polytechnic University because they have a research laboratory that they don't have in Costa Rica, so I can help my country to do research like in the area of renewable energy. That's what I wrote, and then I graduated and I wrote a research article that is already in a journal if any of you are interested later to read it. And that's how I put it in the scholarship when I wanted to STEM. So based on this, try to think, okay, if you want to study music, how are you going to contribute to your country when you are studying music? So for example, I don't know, in Costa Rica, if you want to say, because I'm from Costa Rica, so if you want to say in Costa Rica, music is not so famous. One girl told me that, so she wanted to put another career and try to change it. So if you want to go to Japan, so many people want to go to Japan, but if you want to go to Japan to study music, you have to think, okay, what is different from Japanese music and Costa Rica music? So why I'm gonna go and study music in Japan and not in any other country that has music? For example, I don't know, United States or Australia or something like that. So this is something really important. These 3 questions, I want you guys to really, really, really make it clear If any of you need help with that, you can write me on Instagram. Is the same name as this channel, What a Bee. You can send me your application form if you want me to check it out before you bring it to the embassy. I will help you. But that's one thing. I want you to be clear with these three questions in a specific: which career, why that career, and why in Japan, and what you're gonna do when you come back to your country. Other thing that I want you to let you all know, because people have been asking these questions a lot, so I'm gonna answer these ones. People just make the application form and they just fill it out in pencil or pen, and that's really quick, and they don't care if it looks clean, if it's understandable. They don't care about that. They just fill it out and then go and bring it to the embassy because they don't think that it's important to be clean or to be organized. But it's really important for all of you. When you write the answer of that application form, try to do it the prettiest writing that you can. If you don't have it like that, you can do it in the computer, fill it out in the computer, and then sign it with your writing. But try to make it really clear, all the ideas really clear, so the people in the embassy can understand at once. I don't know in Costa Rica, but I know there was one of my friends when I went to scholarship that they were from another country, and in their country they did a screening. It means that you bring the application form, and after you bring the application form, they will select and they will call you to go to the test. That didn't happen to me in Costa Rica, but why did they do that in another countries? They did that because in the application form there were so many people that they didn't actually give the idea that they really wanted to go to Japan. They wanted to go to Japan because Japan is beautiful, because it was their dream, because they love anime, because they love the culture, but they didn't have an idea clear why go and study in Japan with a scholarship to study, not to watch anime, not to read manga, because you can do that in your country. So be clean in the application form. Please write this the better that you can. Take a long time. You still have I think a month, no, 2 months. Still the process is open. You don't have to rush. Just do it really clean, that you can understand everything, and write it in English, of course. And another thing is every document that is in your home language. Example, in Costa Rica, if it's in Spanish, you have to translate it into Japanese. For this is the grades for the last 3 years of, for example, if you are in university right now, the last year of university and the other 2 years in high school, you have to bring the last 3 years of grades. And these 3 years, the general, or I don't know how you say it in English, I think it's mean of the grades, have to be superior of equal of 80. So make sure you have that. And when you bring it to the embassy, they say that you have to bring a certificate. So what is a certificate? A certificate is not the thing that you're going to go on the webpage of the university or high school and you just download it and you print it out and say, yeah, these are my grades. No, that's not a certificate. The certificate, you have to go to your school, to university, and ask them for an official certification. They are going to give you that. And that's the thing that the embassy is asking you guys to bring. So don't bring any paper that a random professor is writing to you. It has to be the principal, or it has to be a really authentic certification. Then another thing before going to the questions is in Costa Rica, I think this is going to go for everyone. This year, the scholarship is from 18 to 24. And this is one of the questions that so many people ask me on Instagram, and was right now I'm in high school. So I'm in the last year of high school. So I'm 17. So can I apply, or I cannot apply? Do I have to wait until next year to apply or not? So 18 to 24 means that you have to be 18 by the time that you go to Japan. This means that you guys are going to go to Japan next year, April. At least that's what I read in the embassies. I don't know if it's going to change, because you all know that the virus is going around, that it still is unclear. But they said that you guys are going to travel to Japan next April. This is for the people that pass, of course. So you have to be 18 by that time. It means that, for example, me, my birthday is this month. So if I was already, like, for example, 17, and if I wanted to apply this year, but next year on April, I will be still 17 because my birthday is on May. So I cannot apply. But if your birthday is like January, February, March, you can apply, because by the time you go to Japan, you're gonna be 18. So that's something that you guys have to keep in mind. And that's something that so many people ask me, is that deadline of the age is by the time that you travel to Japan. It's not the time that you're gonna apply for the scholarship, because you are applying a year before. You're applying this year, but you travel next year. So if you're 17 right now and your birthday is like before you travel to Japan, you can apply this year. Then what else do I have in here? Okay, I said the Japanese test is like, you don't have to actually like pass the test. If you guys don't know anything, it's okay if you don't pass the test. You just have to fill it out. And by this, I mean, like, if you know like at least like 3 correct answers, because they are gonna start from like 0 and they are gonna go like until like really high level of Japanese, like with kanji or hiragana, katakana, is gonna have everything, the Japanese test. And the Japanese test is gonna be like, if you're from undergraduate and research, they have in the page of the scholarship, the official page, they have in there the research scholarship. They have like an example of one Japanese test. So that Japanese test is the one that you guys can practice with. And it's gonna be this year similar, the same research, and undergraduate is gonna be the same Japanese test, but a technical scholarship is gonna be a little bit easier. It's always a little bit easier. I cannot check today because someone sent me the link of the research Japanese test, and I checked it, and the technical is gonna be a little bit like, I don't know, easier. So if you are able to answer the questions of that test, you're gonna be able to answer the questions of this year test, because they're gonna be similar. So if you cannot answer anything from there, I tell you right now, start learning Japanese, because it is a requirement. You have to know at least how to say ohayo gozaimasu. If you know Spanish, I have classes that are free. I'm giving you classes every day, every week, 1 hour or 2 hours per week on Tuesdays. That is 5 p.m. at the time of Los Angeles. So if any of you doesn't know anything, go right now after this live and check my classes and start learning Japanese. Then another thing that I wanted to say, you have to bring every single paper that they have in the embassy. That if they have a whole list in there, like, it doesn't matter if they are requiring something that you say like, but this paper is okay if I don't have to bring it. No, every single paper. If they ask you in there to bring a bottle, you go and bring a bottle. You bring everything that they ask you for, okay? So in this way, they are not gonna reject your application. In this way, they are not gonna tell you, go back to your home, you have to fill out this. And in this way, it's also easier for the embassy to go through all the applications. So go and bring every single paper. All the papers in your home language have to be translated into English. And then, yeah, I think that are all the most important questions that I have on Instagram and in here in the channel. So I'm gonna go through all the live chats. So if you guys have questions, go right now and write it in the live chat, because I'm gonna go down. It's a ¿por qué recomienda la beca técnica que la he pegado y cómo exactamente puedo traspasar la beca técnica a la he pegado? Okay, I'm gonna answer this in English. So how do you transfer the technical scholarship into the undergraduate scholarship? This is gonna be able to do it only after you go to Japan and you are almost finishing the scholarship. So in my case, I had to do all the paperwork again in my last year in Japan. That on that time was 2016. On 2016, like, I think I did it like around, I don't remember, it was October or something like that. They are gonna have again like an open season where people can actually extend the scholarship. So if you are an undergraduate, you can extend the scholarship when you are in Japan to do a research. And if you are technical, you can extend it to do your undergraduate diploma. So I did it with the undergraduate. And what are the requirements? most of the requirements, at least when I did it, it was that that sounds weird. You should have 95% in all the grades, like in the general grades. It means, so in simple words, if you have like 20 courses, you are taking 20 different classes, you should have everything A and only a maximum of 2 Bs. Everything has to be A and 2 Bs. So if you have that in mind, if you go with the technical scholarship, you have to study really hard. It doesn't apply for the Japanese year that you're going to study. It only applies for the scholarship and the specific career that you're studying. So for me, it didn't apply. The first year grades, doesn't matter. It's only going to be the year that you are in the technical college, only those grades. And then if you have that 95%, you should also have plus 95% of attendance. It means that you guys have to go to school every single day, because in technical college, they take attendance like in, I don't know, school, high school, they're going to do that. So they are going to bring a report to the scholarship and tell them, okay, this person have more than 90% in grades and more than 95% in the attendance. So this person can actually apply to extend the scholarship. And also, if you want to send, I don't know if anyone in here is already in Japan and they want to send the scholarship, they also require your professor from technical college to give them like a recommendation letter, and the professor are going to write in there like all the good things that you did in school, all the qualities, so you can send the scholarship. Then other thing is, for example, they have in here in like they're going to have like a similar application form, but in there you have to write like a big essay telling the scholarship all the things that you did as a scholarship student in Japan. So after you do all of this, they are going to review all your process again, and they will tell you like a month before your scholarship is done, they are going to tell you, okay, you passed the scholarship and you are extending the scholarship. We give you 2 more years of free money to study in Japan in the scholarship that you enter. So congratulations, and you have to sign again another contract. So that's how you extend the scholarship after you get in Japan. But before, let's get the scholarship and then let's think about sending, okay? And then how did you find the money to survive the first month? So this is like, so many people ask this because in most of the embassies, they tell you that you have to bring like $2,000 for the first year of a scholarship. And why do they tell you this? They tell you this because you are going to arrive in there in the first days of the month, and the scholarship is not going to come until like the end of the month or the beginning of the next month. So that whole month that you're going to be in there, you're not going to have any money. So if you don't have any money, of course, you're not going to be able to eat. You're not going to be able to buy, for example, in my dormitory, they made me buy like the covers and the blankets, and like the pillows and stuff like that. So you need money for these kind of things. You need money for your food, for the transportation, and you need money, like a little extra money just in case of any emergency, or like, for example, if you want to go in Japan, you know, like if you have an iPhone, of course you can bring it to Japan, it's gonna be okay. But if you have like me, that I have a random phone that didn't even have like this thing, like this one, I had like little buttons. So when I went to Japan, I couldn't use that phone. So of course I had to go and apply for a phone company. So that's the money that you're gonna use in the first month. You are gonna go to the dormitories, and the dormitories are not gonna have pens. The dormitories are not gonna have plates, are not gonna have like cups, anything to eat. So you have to buy these little things that are for you. That's the money you're gonna need the first month. So that's why they tell you to bring $2,000. In my case, I come from a really poor family, so I didn't have the money to go the first month. But my brother that was working in another country, he actually borrowed some money to send me so I could go to Japan. And I know, at least in Costa Rica, I have seen so many students that after they got a scholarship like this one, that is full pay scholarship, they go on Facebook and they do like an event asking people for money, and that actually works. So if you are like really like me, for a poor family, and you don't have the means to go to Japan after you get the scholarship, just let me know. We can open in there a joint group to ask people for money for you to go that first year. But you don't have to be in the $2,000. If you say, my family doesn't have $2,000, how can I go to Japan? What can I do? you can bring like $1,000. It's gonna be on you how much you are gonna spend the first month. It's not that they are gonna send you $2,000 and you're gonna spend $2,000. No, the first month I spent less than $1,000 because I didn't want to spend the whole money. So I was saving and I was still okay with that. So just don't be like too like, if I don't have the money, I can apply for a scholarship. First apply, first get the scholarship, and then let's worry about the money, okay? Then let's see. When it started, I searched in Google and in the embassy, but I don't find anything about scholarship. Kevin Samaniego, where are you from? I know that in Costa Rica, the embassy already have the information about the scholarship. I was reading, I don't know if it's in India, I think that someone posted that they extended the period that was until June. I'm not sure, but you can actually, like, I think after I do this live, I'm gonna do some research, okay? And after I do some research, I'm gonna put some web page in there, some links in the description box of this live, because this live I'm gonna keep it in YouTube so guys can watch it later if you guys want. I'm gonna keep it in there, some links, so you can actually go and try to see if you can find it. But actually you can search, is like study in Japan, and study in Japan is like the official page of the scholarship. So in there they have like the scholarships that they are providing. They're gonna have this Mobuka Akusho scholarship, and they already have opened the scholarship. I don't know where you are from, but let me know in the comments when you are from, and I'm gonna do the research for you, okay? And then, do you have exams? I don't have exams of the year that I make it, because as I tell you guys, the embassy provided exams from 2014, 2015, and 2016. These 3 years are the one that they officially have in there that you can practice with. But I applied in 2013, so if I had an exam for 2013, it was gonna be worse. So I don't have any exam. You take the exam, you give them the exam, and that's all. You don't have the exam to repeat it next year. They don't have that. And then, how are the interview to get the scholarship? Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the interview. I have a whole video, guys. I already made a video about test. I already made a video about interview. I already made the video about process. So after this is done, go and watch those videos, please. And give me a thumbs up in there too. So the interview, let's talk about the interview. For me, the interview, they're gonna make you an interview after you pass the test. First, you have to pass the application, then the test, and then you're gonna do the interview. In my case, in Costa Rica, when I did the interview, it was like, it was a little bit like, I don't know, like creepy, I think, because I never made an interview before in my life, like for that. So I went in there, and it was like a big table in here. So there were people sitting in the other side of the table. And when I entered the room, there was a single like chair in front of the table with people in there. So they, of course, you say hello. You go to the interview. As I say in my video, you have to go presentable. You don't go with a t-shirt like the one that I have in here that is Polaroid. You go like, I don't know, if you're a girl, you tie up your hair, you do your makeup like this. Don't do like a crazy makeup, and don't do like red lips or stuff like that. Be presentable. If you're a guy, you don't have to use a suit, but if you have like casual clothes, that's gonna be good to go to the interview. And black pants, black shoes, your hair really nice, and then you go to the interview. Because for Japanese people, the appearance is really important. So if you go to the interview like me, like this, and with sandals, and you go to the interview like that, they're gonna be like, okay, you're not taking this seriously. So the interview was like that. I dressed up a little bit. I put a little bit of makeup so I didn't look kind of like dead. And then I sit in front of that table full of people, and they ask me questions. Which kind of questions did they ask me? They asked me like, if I was like prepared to go to Japan in every, like if they told me you have to leave to Japan today, like, are you ready? Like, do you think you're gonna have any inconvenience to go to the country? And of course I didn't have, because I wanted to go to Japan. So I say, no, I'm okay. I'm ready. I can leave to Japan in any moment. So I went to Japan. And they also asked me, like, for example, why Japan? What do I think of Japan? Why did I want to study that in Japan? If I already knew something about the education in Japan, or if I wanted, like if I had an idea of schools in Japan that I wanted to study or something like that, it means like they are gonna ask you if you already did your research, and the thing that they wanna make sure is like if you are ready, like to go to study in Japan. And if you are not gonna cancel the scholarship, it means that you're gonna go to Japan, and after 2 months of being in Japan, you're gonna say like, I wanna go home. They are gonna, of course, tell you all of that. Like if you go, it's 3 years. You have a contract of 3 years of scholarship. So are you gonna study the 3 years and stuff like that? I already made the interview video. I was like super clear in there of like I even used the phone, the application from last year, and I did a whole video about it. So after this, go and watch that for more specific tips of the interview. And then what else? How to fill out the application form. I don't know if you guys want, like write it down in there if you guys want me to do a live next week, because I was gonna propose that to you guys, to do a live next week on Wednesday at the same time as today. So you guys, all of you already have your application form open. So we go through the questions. So I give you tips, question 1, question 2, question 3. So I will go with you guys through all the application form and tell you like which things are better to put, which things are not good to put, or stuff like that. I don't know if you guys want me to do a live like that next week, helping you out with this application form or not, but let me know in there in the comments. If you have something specific about the application form, send me a message in Instagram. I'm gonna answer still. But if it's any question related with this live or with the questions that I already answered in the other videos, I'm not gonna answer, because people are asking me the same questions every time, and some questions that I already like answered in videos. So it's kind of like disappointing to make the effort to go and do a video, give all the information, and then people doesn't want to watch the whole video and then go and ask me something that is already in there. So do that. And then what else? I think I got lost. Hay que tener buenas notas de cole para obtener la beca. Okay, so you should have good scores in the high school to obtain the scholarship. So the scholarship, they tell you have to bring the last 3 years of grades, and the general of these 3 years has to be superior of 80 or equals to 80. So if you are already in university and you are in the 3rd year of university, the high school grades are not going to be important. But if you are 19, 18, you just finished high school, the high school grades are going to be important. So of course, you should go and do it, and you should have at least 80 in the like general of those grades. So yeah, you should have like good grades in some point. But if you had 100 and then you have a 70 and you combine 100 and a 70, you're gonna have 80. So it's like the general. So it doesn't matter one is so down. They all have to combine and have like the 80 or plus 80. Ese año se llevará la selección debido a la situación actual. Está medio difícil. En este último año para aplicar debido a mi edad. Okay, sorry. Like, I don't know if it's okay to answer in English. I'm being answering in English, so sorry if I'm a little bit like slow answering. So, as far as I know, in Costa Rica, they already open the scholarships. So as far as I know, they are already carrying on the applications. So, I don't know if they are going to stop it at any point or not, but at least so many countries already have the application open. So if they have the application open, go right now and start getting all the papers, start filling out the application form and bring it to the embassy. And then if they say they cancel it, I'm pretty sure next year they are going to find somehow how to do it. But for right now, the application is open in Costa Rica. So yeah, I think they're going to do it this year. And then si mis notas de bachi y el cole son menores de 80, no puedo aplicar a la beca. As I said, this is going to be the general of your grades. It doesn't mean that one grade is going to be 70 and you have 80, 70, and for this 70, you cannot apply. It's the general of all your grades. So what you have to do is go right now, check all the grades of the last 3 years. If you have it in there, go into your calculator, and if you have 20 courses start putting all of them plus, and then after you have all of them divided per 20, and you're gonna get the general of those courses. So you're gonna get the mean of the courses, and if that mean is 80 or plus 80, you can apply. And still, like, some people apply with that, but I recommend you to have 80 or plus 80 to have more chances. Then, do you know where the test is held, like in your country or in Japan? Oh, this is a good question. The tests are gonna be held in your home country. Like, of course, you're not gonna travel to Japan just to make the test. No, it's in every home country, and in the month is gonna be specified in the scholarship area of your home country. So in the case of Costa Rica, I'm gonna open my phone because I'm gonna be reading the deadlines in here. Sorry. So in Costa Rica, they have already the application open. So I'm gonna open right now the one that is for technical scholarship. So the technical scholarship in Costa Rica, it says that is open from the 20th of May until the 26th of August. They said that the test is gonna be in the 11th of September. So in every embassy, well, you cannot see my phone. In every embassy, you're gonna find these specific things. It may be different in your home country. In your home country, it may be, I don't know, the test is gonna be the 12th of September. It depends on your country, so I cannot tell you which specific day, but I can tell you that it's gonna be in your home country. The embassy is gonna decide the place where you are gonna go and do the test. So for Costa Rica, the tests are gonna be the 11th of September. As for now, I'm in the official page of the embassy in Costa Rica. And then they are good high school score bands. This already answered this. Is the last 3 years. So it doesn't matter if you are in university and high school was not good, but university is good. It's university grades. And if you're in high school right now, finishing high school, of course, high school grades are going to be super important for this. And then, que si pasaré el video a español. Perdón, que me quedé. Vea, Lisbeth, pregúnteme en español las cosas que necesite saber en específico usted de español y yo se las voy a contestar. Es que me quedo ahí en inglés y español y después me quedo en el inglés. Perdón, pregúnteme las cosas en específico que tenga y si no, lo voy a tratar de pasar un poquito, aunque sea a español, traducirlo. Y si no, pregúnteme en Instagram y yo le ayudo a usted, que es la que me está diciendo que lo haga en español. Después, let's see. You have to know Japanese. Yes, you should know Japanese. You should know at least the beginner. It means that you should know hiragana, katakana, and at least simple kanjis. So if you don't know any Japanese, there are so many good classes in here in YouTube. You can actually search like how to say the greetings in Japanese, and there are gonna be a bunch of videos to teach you that. So I really recommend you to know like at least the hiragana and the katakana in some vocabulary. You can search on internet like the colors or like, I don't know, like the greetings, or for example, how to say nani nani kudasai, that is please do this, or these kind of commands that are simple commands that if they tell you in the test, fill out with a word that is an adjective. Please, you can be able to read adjective. Please, you can be able to read which is verb, which is the substantive, noun, sorry, which is the noun. You should be able to read these specific little like things that they can ask you in a test, so you can actually like fill out the test. So you should know like super basic Japanese. Like if you don't know any Japanese, don't go to the test and don't like leave it in blank. You should go and fill out that test, even if you don't know Japanese, because it's a requirement that you have to fill out the test. So I know so many people that if they don't know something in a test, they just go to the test, and when they are in the test, they are like, I don't know anything, so I'm just gonna leave it in blank. And they go and give it. Don't do that. Even if you don't know anything, fill it out, because you don't know if you're gonna get something correct, and it's a requirement that you have to fill the test. And because you didn't fill the test, you cannot get the scholarship. You know what I mean? So fill that test, even if you don't know the answer, try to fill it out. But you should study something like a beginner level. If you know Spanish, I'm giving classes in here for free. As I said before, in Spanish of beginner course, I'm going to give it I don't know until when, but right now I already have like 10 classes in here that I already explained so many conjugations of the verbs. I explained already the nouns. I already explained some grammar. I already explained particles. So if you know Spanish, go subscribe to this channel, turn the notifications on, so when I do the classes, you can go and see the classes. I give classes live every week. So it's gonna be like right now, you guys ask me, I can answer to you, and I'm teaching live in every week. So if you know Spanish, follow my classes so you can actually learn something. And then also please tell about this Japanese language level for the test, like if it's a G5 or higher or lower level. So for the test, they are gonna see how much Japanese you know. So of course, like if it's like a Japanese test to know like how much you know, is gonna go from a really, really low level. It's gonna be like the N5, not G5, N5, that if you guys doesn't know, N1 is the really highest level of Japanese, N2 is like high, but not extremely high, and then so go on. And the lower one is N5. So of course, it's gonna start questions with N5, and then it's gonna go with higher questions to see until when you guys can answer correctly. So it's not that they are gonna say, okay, I'm gonna give you a test that is only beginner's level. No, it's gonna have like different kind of questions. So it's gonna go from beginner and go up and up to see if you guys can answer. And then, but should I fill the application form in the computer or print it first? What I recommend you to do is to print it out, go start writing it out with your pen so you can actually clear your ideas. And when you have everything correctly in there, you go and put it in the computer. Because sometimes when you start filling out like important paper in the computer, and you're in the computer filling out the papers, and you start writing things, sometimes like, because you read it so many times, you make mistakes that you cannot fix. You know what I mean? Like, for example, in the thesis, when you write a thesis, or when you write an essay and you write it so many times and you read it so many times, there are simple mistakes that you're not gonna see because you already did it so many times in the computer. So what I tell you is to print it out, go have it physically, and start figuring it out and get your ideas clear to put it in here. And after, when you have everything clear, you say, okay, this is how I want it. So you can go and do it in the computer, and it's gonna be better. I already in the start. Okay, thank you. Y lo mismo que pregunté arriba, pero con el pasaporte. Okay, the passport. Of course, you're gonna need a passport to go to Japan. This is if you get the scholarship. And of course, you're gonna need a visa. If you get the scholarship, the embassy is going to provide you a student visa. And if you are from countries that have to travel through United States, for example, Costa Rica have to travel to United States, and then from United States to Japan, the embassy also is going to write, like, at least with me, I don't know if they are going to do it this year, but at least in my experience, they wrote for me a letter saying that I was going to go to United States because I had a scholarship and I was gonna go to Japan. So I needed a visa to just pass through United States. So they are gonna help you out. Of course, you need the passport to go. Of course, you're gonna need the visa to go. So, but these things is like something that they are gonna help you out. So you don't have to like stress out about it right now. And then en Chile no se abrió la convocatoria. Pensé que los demás países era lo mismo. Qué curioso. Yo no sabía que Chile no lo había abierto. Tal vez lo van a abrir más adelante. Esté atenta a la embajada para ver si lo abren más adelante o no. En Ecuador tampoco se abrió. Quizá no lo han abierto todavía, pero lo vayan a abrir más adelante. Costa Rica lo abrió hace 2 días. So in English, for all of you, they are saying that Ecuador and Chile haven't opened the like applications. So in Costa Rica, they opened it like 2 days ago on the 20th. So I'm guessing like so many other countries are going to start opening the applications. But right now I'm telling like based on Costa Rica, because I'm from Costa Rica. I'm not living in Costa Rica, but Costa Rica already opened. And I know all the countries that already opened. So I don't know if every country already opened the process or no. But I'm pretty sure they are going to start already choosing that to do it right now in many other countries. And then... si se tiene un mejor nivel de japonés que inglés, eso influiría más en la beca. So, I'm going to answer this in Spanish and in English because this one is extremely important. First in English, okay? So, he asked me, like, if you have like a better level of Japanese and not so good level on English, is that gonna affect the scholarship? So the tests are gonna be like, you have to apply for 3 tests for the specialized training. So you're gonna apply for English, Japanese, and mathematics. The score of the 3 tests is the one that they are gonna decide. So for example, if you got a 30 in one test, a 50 in other test, and then you go a 10 in another test, how many you have in there? 80 already in them. And then you divide it per 3, that number that is gonna come out is the number that you're gonna have. So if you do really good in mathematics, but you don't do really good in English, you are gonna have a balance in there. So if you're really good in Japanese, but you are not really good in English, you are gonna do good in really good in one test and not so good in another test, but then both are gonna have a balance, and maybe the general of that is gonna be higher. You know what I mean? So for example, when I did it, I didn't fill out Japanese, so I knew people from another countries that they fill out Japanese. My Japanese test had a 0 because I didn't fill out, but other people, they had really bad scores in mathematics, but they knew Japanese, so the Japanese test actually helped them out. So it's like the general of the 3 tests, so you don't have to worry if you are like, oh my God, I know really good Spanish, I know really good Japanese, but in English I'm not so good. You just fill out the test, and then let's hope for the best that you get the scholarship. Now I'm gonna say it in Spanish because I want people from Spanish-speaking countries to know that too. En español, me preguntó que si usted no tiene un buen nivel de inglés, pero tiene un nivel más bueno de japonés, que si eso influiría en la beca. Como dije en inglés ahora, no sé si entendió, en la beca usted tiene un ponderado. Entonces, eso al menos fue cuando yo lo hice. Yo no he preguntado a la embajada si siguen haciendo eso o no, pero yo creo que sí. Cuando yo hice los exámenes, yo no hice el de inglés, como ya dije. Es decir, que el de inglés yo lo dejé en 0. Me dio un 0 la nota, pero japonés me dio 0. Pero matemáticas, inglés me salvaron. Es decir, el ponderado de las 3 notas combinadas fueron las que me salvaron y me dieron una nota, que esa nota la que obtienen para darle la beca. Entonces, muchos de mis amigos de Argentina o de Brasil, ellos sabían japonés, pero el examen de matemática no les dio muy bueno. Entonces, a la hora de tener todas las notas juntas, fue un balance de las notas y esa nota general fue la que los llevó a obtener la beca. Entonces, si usted no tiene muy buen nivel de inglés, practique desde ya, trate de reforzar el inglés y trate de tener nota buena en los 3 exámenes. And now, I want to say something. You're going to have, like the test, as I said, you're going to have 3 tests. But this is not a competition only for, if you are from Costa Rica, you did the test, it's not a competition only inside Costa Rica. Every single country of the world that apply for this scholarship are going to have the same test. So if you are from India, I'm from Costa Rica, Mr. I don't know, Brandon is from Brazil, the 3 of us are going to make the same test. And the 3 of us are going to bring a score to Japan. Every embassy, after they select, the embassy are going to select people. It means that each country are going to select, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't matter. Like every country have a different number that they select. They're going to select the best scores in the interview, in the test, and the application form. And after they decide that, they're going to send your form, all your papers, all your scores, everything to Japan. And Japan are going to have, for example, 5 people from Costa Rica, 5 people from India, 5 people from Indonesia, for every single country, and then they are going to put it again together. And then again, they are going to select people from there. So you have to compete from the people in Costa Rica, and then after, you're going to be selected from Japan. So Japan, I know one of my friends, he applied, he passed in Costa Rica, like sent everything to Japan, and then Japan say no. So that can happen to you, so you don't have to worry only for the people in your home country. You have to worry to be the best in everyone around the world. But as I say before in so many videos, if I went to Japan, guys, any of you can make it, because I have seen so many people that are extremely, extremely intelligent, and I don't consider myself super intelligent, and I got the scholarship. So all you have to do is really want that really bad, and then do all your effort, bring all the papers, study the things that you have to study. Don't study something that doesn't have to do anything with the scholarship. Just concentrate in scholarship in all these months. And then after, when you get the scholarship, they are gonna ask again for some papers to send to Japan, and do your best. Like, make the best of yourself in the application form, because that application form is the one that are gonna sell yourself to Japan. Japan are gonna read all your grades, of course, but they are gonna read the application form. So that's why I said I can help you out, guys, with the application form if you guys send it to me later on Instagram or stuff like that. But yeah, like the scores are gonna be important, of course, but everything together is important. So you do your best, not only in the test, not only in the interview, do your best in everything. Then let's see. Buenas tardes, ¿sabe algo del ingreso a arquitectura? Ok. No sé si sabe inglés o no, pero I'm gonna answer in English and in Spanish. So first English, then Spanish. So stay in the live. First English. He's asking me if I know something to the entrance in architecture. I went with architecture. I'm an architect from Japan. Of course, I'm from Costa Rica, but I studied there. So I went with architecture. The thing that you should be careful when applying with the scholarship, because that happened to me, is like architecture. I think the name of architecture, I don't know if they change it right now or no, but the name is Civil Engineering and Architecture. I wanted to study civil engineering when I went to Japan, but when they chose for me the school, like they chose a school based on the career that I wrote. So the career says civil engineering and architecture. The technical college in Japan, so many people that wrote the same career as me, some went sent to civil engineering, some went sent to architecture. In my case, they didn't send me to civil engineering as I wanted. My school didn't have civil engineering, so I couldn't change my career. I had to study architecture. So make sure you write down specifically what you want to study. So now I'm going to say in Spanish because this is important. Usted me dijo que si sé algo del ingreso a arquitectura. Yo soy arquitecta, yo soy arquitectura en Japón. Cuando usted rellena el formulario, en el formulario va a decir ingeniería civil y arquitectura. Tenga mucho cuidado cuando rellena eso. Escriba bastante bien, bastante claro cuál es la que usted quiere. Si usted quiere ingeniería civil, en mi caso yo quería ingeniería civil, yo no sé si fue que cuando yo lo escribí, yo no fui extremadamente clara o no, pero a mí me enviaron arquitectura. La escuela que a mí me enviaron no tenía ingeniería civil, yo no pude cambiarla, entonces me enviaron arquitectura. Si usted quiere arquitectura, escriba lo más claro posible el por qué usted quiere arquitectura, porque la carrera va a decir ingeniería civil y arquitectura. Entonces, cuando usted lo pone, escriba bastante claro por qué usted quiere arquitectura, que se refleje que lo que usted quiere es arquitectura y no ingeniería civil. Y sí puede pasar, porque muchísima gente fue por arquitectura. Okay, let's continue with English. Do a live session discussion, the questions of application form. Okay, so everyone that is here, I'm going to do a live again next Wednesday, same time. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, go subscribe. Turn the notifications on so you can know when I'm going to do that live. I'm hoping I'm going to do it on Wednesday. I'm going to schedule that again next week so you guys can see it when I schedule it. And have the application form with you. Already filled it out this week, all this before Wednesday. And when I do the live next week on Wednesday, you guys can ask me stuff about the application form. Of course, I'm not an expert of that, but I'm just going to tell you guys some advice. Like, for example, if I were going to give you a scholarship, of course, I will want some standards from your application form. So that's what I'm going to do. You can take my advice if you want, or you cannot take it. That's on you. But next week, have your application form, because someone already tried to fill it out from the application form all last year. And that person sent it to me on Instagram. I was helping him out. He was from China. And he was helping me, sending me. And there are some answers that wasn't clear. So I was helping him out with that. I don't know if you guys want me to help you out with that or not. But I'm going to do the live. If people stay in the live next week, I'm going to do the live. If I do the live and no one is online, I'm just going to go off the live. But I'm going to try to do it, okay? So, sí, abrir proceso de aplicación queda a decisión de cada embajada. Si uno quiere optar por una beca de posgrado, ¿cuáles serían las áreas de matemáticas que serían necesarias para hacer el examen? Okay, so I applied for the specialized training scholarship. So I'm not like extremely like sure about the research scholarship or the undergraduate scholarships. I can do like my research, of course, in the phone, try to check out, but I cannot tell you like really good, okay, study this for mathematics or study this for Japanese, because I didn't apply for that scholarship. So I don't want to lie to you and give you an advice that is wrong. So I will like search on like internet, because I know that in YouTube there are so many videos about research from MEXT Scholarship or undergraduate from MEXT Scholarship, but there are not so many for the scholarship that I'm talking, that is specialized training. So I cannot answer to you these questions about the mathematics because I don't want to lie to you. I'm sorry. And then those that I can show if I apply for the specialized training. What do you mean? Oh, subject of study. So I don't know from if you're from Costa Rica or not, but every embassy, they have in there all the like the areas that you can study. I'm gonna search right now. So in here, I'm in the embassy of Japan in Costa Rica. So I'm gonna read you guys like the things that they have in Costa Rica. So the fields of study, there are many fields. They have technology, personal care, nutrition, education, welfare, business, fashion, home economics, culture, and general education. These are all the fields of study that the embassy in Costa Rica provided in the information. So I'm pretty sure this is the same for every country. And then in each of the subjects, in all of the things that they have in there, like they have, like for example, in technology, they have civil engineering and architecture. This is the one that I told you have to be careful. They also have electrical and electronic engineering. They have mechanical engineering, wireless communication, computer, information processing, and another. So you have a big list. You cannot see my in here, but you have a big list of the things. If you want, you can just put literally like study in Japan.go.jp, and it's gonna be the page that is gonna bring you to all of this. And it say others, and in others I want to tell you guys something that I already say in my videos, but before, let me drink something because my neck is already hurting. So I want to tell you something with the others. So in others, so I don't know if they have it in here, but for example, yeah, they have it this time. When I applied, they didn't have like manga and illustration, but they have others. So when they have others, it means that there is more that they can provide. So you can actually ask the embassy for this. If you want to study something specific, I don't know if you want to study law. I mean that when you say law, you mean subject of study. But if you want to study law or you want to study something that is not writing in the list, you can actually contact the embassy of your country and you can tell them, hey, I want to study this, but what can I do because it's not writing in there? Can I go and apply, or what should I do? So people is going to actually tell you if you can study that or not. I didn't study industrial design engineering. That's my dream career. I studied that in Costa Rica, and I studied only 1 year because I decided to leave university and go to Japan with scholarship. I didn't put it at first option because they told me like, it's going to be difficult from Costa Rica to get it, and it's not writing in others, so blah, blah, blah. It's not writing in there. So I put it in second option. And I couldn't study that in Japan. I couldn't change my career. So many other people, they changed the career. You can change the career in Japan after you get there and you say, okay, I don't want to study this. I want to study this. But you should have like a really good reason why you want to change. And also the school, they already choose, after you get the scholarship, they choose for you the school that you are going. So they're going to choose the school. If that school have both of the careers that you want to change from this one to this one, so you can change it. But in my case, my school didn't have design, so I couldn't change to design. So yeah, I'm an architect right now. I didn't choose architecture, but I am here as an architect. So they have others. So my mistake was that I didn't put my career that I want to study in first option. So if you want to study music or if you want to study something super specific, put it in the first option. That's the thing that you want to study. Like, don't go to Japan if you are going to study something that you don't like, because believe me, it's really hard to stay in a country far when you are studying something that is not the thing that you want and that you already signed up a contract. That happened to me. I didn't want to study architecture, but I wasn't going to go to Costa Rica with a technical degree, so I end up getting the diploma for architecture. So I don't want this to happen to you. So if you want something, it doesn't matter if it's not writing in here, make sure you contact the embassy and you tell them, I want this. And when you put in the application form, fill out really clearly why you want that specific thing that you want that is not writing in here. So that's what I wanted to say. And then, ¿cómo es el proceso con las universidades siendo estudiante de pregrado? Uno puede escoger la universidad. Oh, so as I said, I'm not really good with the undergraduate and research because I didn't go with the scholarship, but I think, I'm not sure, I think, because that's what my friends taught me, so I'm just telling you, but after this, go and do your research about that, okay? Don't just, like, stay with my statement. The university, like, some of my friends, they chose the university that they wanted to go, and because some friends, you can go with the undergraduate. I think there are two ways. You can apply for the scholarship, win the scholarship, and go with that university, or you can contact the university, enter in the university, and after you contact the embassy and get the scholarship. I think that's something, like, they told me that's how it works, but I'm not sure about it. I don't want to lie to any of you. So please, please, please go and do your research and go and contact the embassy for these specific questions, because I don't know undergraduate and research, and I don't want to lie to anyone in this life. I want to help you guys, not give you wrong information. So contact the embassy for this. I'm sorry. And then, how do you recommend to learn Japanese language for the test? Okay, so Japanese language. I don't know if you know Spanish or no. Ya me están doliendo los pies. Sorry. I don't know if you know Spanish or no, but I'm giving classes of Japanese. And the same as me, there are so many people in YouTube that they are giving classes. I don't recommend you guys, like, don't tell, like, the embassies that I'm telling you guys this, but I don't recommend you guys to go and pay a course right now. The test is going to be like September. How many months from September? We are already in May, like what? 4 months? Like, you go and study 4 months in an academy, and you have to pay, like, a lot of money to study 4 months Japanese, and you're not going to get to a really high, like, Japanese level. So my recommendation is don't go and pay to an academy. My brother helped me. He helped me to pay to go in an academy. And in the end, I couldn't finish that course of the academy because I was university and academy. I didn't know if I was going to go to Japan or not. So I didn't finish the 4 months. I studied like 3 months. But in the end, so many friends that went to Japan, they studied for years Japanese. And when they went to Japan, the Japanese was like nothing because they are going to give you a really good course in Japanese in Japan. So for now, what I tell you to do to study the Japanese language for the test is go on YouTube. In YouTube, you put, like, I don't know, the simple things you should learn in Japanese. And they are going to give you the numbers. They are going to give you these things. Or you can put, like, simple grammar things that you should know in Japanese. So they are going to give you the particles. They are going to give you the verbs. They are going to give you, like, how to conjugate. Like, how do you say that? How to, I know in Spanish, I forgot English. Oh, I'm sorry. How to, like, for example, say the past tense or say the future or say, I don't know, like the present continuous or all of this. I forgot how you say that word, but you know what I want to say. So I tell you to do that for the Japanese test because, like, I'm being giving classes in my channel. I don't know if any of my students is in here, but I have been giving like 8 classes, and I have been talking to some people that didn't know anything before my classes, and they already know how to write some phrases. So try to follow someone. If you don't know Spanish, there are so many YouTubers that they have classes. So try to follow them, and don't just follow them and say, okay, I'm going to follow today and maybe next week. No, if you want to go and study Japanese, if you want to get some level before the test, I tell you, you have to start studying at least 1 hour per day until the test day. Because Japanese is not an easy language, and you're not gonna learn hiragana and katakana in one day. If you don't know what katakana and hiragana is the I don't know how you say it, like alphabet. Let's say alphabet. It's the alphabet with the words that are from Japanese. Katakana is the words that come from another countries into Japan. So to study the language, do that. I recommend you to follow YouTubers, to follow blogs, to join groups in Facebook that people are learning Japanese. So that's easiest, cheapest, and fastest way to learn Japanese before the test. And this, let's say, can you change your major after getting your scholarship? So this is what I was saying. So you can change your major, and in my case, my friend, she changed the major, but you should have, there is some requirements. For example, let's do it with my fingers. No, let's do it in here. So you're going to this school, and then if this school have architecture and this school have civil engineering, for example, and you got chose to go and study architecture, but you don't want to study architecture, you want to study civil engineering, this school have civil engineering too. So you can actually contact the scholarship people and tell them, hey, I want to change, my school has the other career that I want to study. These are the reasons why I want to change. So you can actually apply to change it, and they can change it. So many of my friends, they change, but let's go to the other situation. My situation. You go to this school. The pen is not working anymore. You go to this school, and you have in here, let me find another one. This is not working. You go to this school, and you're going to study architecture. And then in here, in another school, they have civil engineering. So you want to change architecture into civil engineering from another school. You cannot do that. You can only change if it's inside your same school and if it's the same area. It means that you cannot change it if you're going to study architecture and then you want to change it to music. It's something totally different. Schools are different. They don't have a school that is giving you both, so you cannot change it like that. I don't know if they changed that, but at least in 2014, when I tried to do that, they didn't let me do it. So that's based on my experience. Okay, let's see. Y aplicar a la ingeniería como estudiante de pregrado solo tiene que hacer los exámenes. Okay, so undergraduate has different tests. Undergraduate has they have mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, English, and Japanese. I don't know if you have to do all the tests or the physics, chemistry, and biology are based on the career that you choose. I'm not sure of that because, as I said, my area of experience is not undergraduate, but you have to do more tests. The one that I'm talking about today is technical scholarship, undergraduate scholarship, when you have to do mathematics, English, and Japanese, only for the technical. The undergraduate has more tests than the technical. And then, la ingeniería, so esos exámenes, sí, exacto. Después tienen los exámenes de qué tipo son, desarrollo, selección única. Okay, he's asking the test if it's like you have to select or you have to make everything. So I don't know if you guys already check my videos about the test. I don't think, because you guys are making some questions that I already answered in those videos. So after this, please go and watch it. But for example, you have a mathematic question in here. And for these mathematic questions, you're going to answer all of this. And then you're going to go to this answer in here, small answer. So in the technical, for me, the one that I did, all this process doesn't matter. The thing that matters is the answer. So if you did all the process and all the process was correct, and then you wrote the answer, but instead of writing plus, you wrote minus, you're going to have the answer wrong. So they have, of course, some questions that you have to do a lot of stuff, but the thing that is going to be important is the answer. So, of course, they have so many questions like that. And in the video that I made, the test tips, I recommend you to go and watch that video and watch it the whole video, because I'm talking for English, mathematics, and Japanese as well. So I think the last that I explained in that video was mathematics, and I put the example of 2016 test. So in that video, I was actually more like, deep into that tip. So I recommend you to watch that video. But yeah, the thing that matters is your answer, and you don't have to select. No, everything is like problems. You have to answer all of them and put the answer. They are not gonna give you like 3 different like answers and you have to choose. No, that's high school. They are not gonna do it at this point. So let's see. In English, can you follow Japanese with Yuta or YouTube that sends free Japanese lessons? Yeah, like I don't know, like Yuta. I think that Kira Sensei. I don't know if Kira Sensei is Spanish. I think. Yeah, Kira Sensei. Then there is another YouTuber that I'm gonna search in here in my phone so I can give you guys, because I follow a girl from Japan that she also have like good. Let me see. This is gonna take me some time. Oh god. Let's see. You just put Japanese lessons, or yeah, you can put. I just put right now in YouTube Japanese lessons and it comes Japanese lessons for beginners, conversation, intermediate, vocabulary. Everything is in here, guys. You just have to put it down in Google, YouTube, and everything is in here. So for beginners, there are so many. Like there is one called Japan Society in New York City that it seems that they have like so many videos too. And of course, like Kira Sensei, he's giving good classes too in Spanish. And then there was there is one girl that is called Japanese Amo. So write it down in there. It's called Japanese Amo with Misa. Japanese Amo with Misa with 2 M's. That girl is giving classes in English. She gives like super small classes, like 5 minutes classes. But there are so many more in YouTube that you can find. So yeah, Yuta Sensei and Japanese with Amo, and then the other one, the Japanese Society in New York City for English classes, and then Kira Sensei, my classes. There is another guy that I don't know his name that we give classes in Spanish as well. And then Juju Nihongo, he started I think last year. He's playing really good in Spanish too. He doesn't have like so many classes, so he's really good. So you guys should follow him too. So my recommendation is like follow different people, learn from different people. Like if you want to follow my classes in Spanish, don't only follow me. If you want to follow me and you go to my classes and you watch my whole classes and you are okay, I understood, but you want to practice more, go to another YouTuber, follow another YouTuber. People just follow one person, just do classes with one person, and that's when they get stuck with only the things that one person is giving. So for me, I'm giving you classes for free, but if you follow me as well, go and follow another person, as they say, Juju ni Hongo or Kira Sensei for Spanish. And then yo estoy tratando de seguir a all Japanese all the time para aprender. Okay, so he said that he's following all Japanese all the time to learn. So that's another thing. The other one that is really good to learn Japanese is NHK. There is like, I think they are from Japan. And in Japan, I used to follow them to learn Korean. So they teach Spanish, Korean, Chinese. They teach so many languages. So they're really good for Japanese too. So if you guys want to search for that too, yes, I know that you do Japanese classes, but for English audience, please put English captions if you can. I want to do classes in English of captions, but I don't know if you see, for example, this live is already 1 hour, 20 minutes. And for me to put captions in Spanish for a video of 2 hours, it's going to take me like a week. And to be honest, like for that, I would just do the class in English. But I don't know if people want classes in English. So I recommend you to like follow other people for classes in English, because I don't know if I'm gonna do classes in English. I want to do classes in Spanish. English is not my home language. As you can see, I make so many mistakes in English, and to teach a language, you should be really good in the language that you are teaching. So if I'm teaching Japanese in English, I should be really good in English. I don't think I'm like extremely good in English. That's why I'm not doing classes in English. So I'm doing it in Spanish because Spanish is my mother language, so I can like talk more and actually explain in different ways. So I'm sorry I'm not giving classes in English for Japanese. But if you want to learn Japanese with me, you can hit me up on Instagram and write to me in Japanese and I can help you out. But to do classes live, I'm not gonna do live in English, at least not now. what type of math do I need to study for the specialized training college? Okay, I explained this in the beginning of this live. Oh my God, this is really hard. I explained this in the beginning of the class and the live, sorry. So I'm gonna search again here. So every embassy, when they have the process open, I'm already opening in here in my phone, the one in Costa Rica, they're gonna give you, if you're from Costa Rica or a Latin country, they're gonna give you tests from past years. And then when you click in there, they are gonna send everybody, it doesn't matter from which country, they are gonna send to the official site of Study in Japan, that they have the test. And they have a bunch, you cannot see this, but they have a bunch of tests from 2014 until 2016, and they had the answers. So what I recommended in the beginning of this live, if you were not listening to me in the beginning, I recommend you to do this test. And after you did this test, you can see which topics you are not good at, and you can reinforce that learning from another pages or another books. I'm not recommending a specific book, but because as I said before, you are gonna study like the whole book, and in the end there are some topics that you didn't study because they were not in that book but came in the test. So for me, my recommendation is go do that test that they recommend in the page. After you do all the tests, you go and say, okay, these topics are the ones that come here because they are the same topics, are like calculus 1, I think, are all the mathematic things that are gonna be in there. And after that, they are gonna say, okay, I'm not good at I don't know, I'm not good at equations. I'm not good at exponential equations. So you go and search on the internet some information about that topic in specific, because if you go and see that, and after you are going to understand what I'm telling you. The three tests from 2014, 2015, 2016, they have the same topics. They are just different questions in different order. The same, and I look at the one 2016, and it was almost the same as the one that I made. The one that I made had only some questions that were from another topic that I think they already took it out. So there were probability that in 2016 they don't have that. But do that, just go and do the test, watch the test, and write down every of the topics, and you're gonna see what I'm talking about. If you do the 3 tests, you are gonna actually practice for the test, and if you don't know any topic, you can go and search it. That's my recommendation to study for mathematics. In English, there's Miku Real Japanese. She's Japanese and she gives classes in Spain. She has very useful. Okay, so read that. The Monica Montero, she said the Miku Real Japanese. So that's another sensei for Japanese in English. And then dice, ¿en qué ciudad es el año que dan para aprender japonés? Okay, so this did depend. So many people go to Osaka and so many people go to Tokyo. I haven't seen people from specialized training going to another areas, but I'm not sure. Maybe I didn't meet them. But from the year that I went from Costa Rica, actually my 2 friends and me were selected to go to Japan. And one of my friends, she went to Osaka, and me and my other friend went to Tokyo. And in Tokyo, there were so many people that go to the Bunka Fashion College or Bunka Institute of Language. And that institute takes people every year from a scholarship. And then also in Osaka, there is other one. But it gonna depend of the scholarship, which they are gonna send you to one city or the other one. I wanted to go to Tokyo, but to Kyoto, Osaka, but I got selected to go to Tokyo. So you cannot choose that. They are gonna choose that for you, and they are gonna choose which institute to go for the technical scholarship. So next one. Thank you so much for all the answers. You're welcome. Tell something about the level of Japanese test. I already said this about the level of Japanese test. If you don't know, as I said, go and check in the Study in Japan, that the link is going to be in your embassy. If you don't know, go to the Costa Rican embassy, and the process is already open in there. They already have links. You can change the language to English, and you can check the test that the Costa Rican embassy already have in there. And in the top one, they have research students, and in there they have Japanese exam. In that Japanese exam, they have the answers as well. So I'm going to say something in Japanese so you guys can see. the first questions of this test was like, hasta kuji, después have a line, and they say, kite kudasai. So in that line, that black space, you have to select which one. If it's de, made, madeni, yori. So for example, hasta kuji de kite kudasai. Do that make sense or no? You have to choose. Or hasta kuji made kite kudasai. Do that have sense or no? That's the kind of test that they have. So they have like the first part is gonna be a blank space, and you have to choose which of the 4 different like selections that they give you in there is the one that you choose to put in the phrase to make any sense. And then the second part, they are gonna have like one example, and then for example, they have quesa. Quesa means kyo no asa quesa. So they say quesa kohio no mimashita ka. So you have to select what quesa means or which word is similar to quesa. So that's the part 2. They are going to have different ones. That is, for example, kono hanashi o kiite hotto shimashita ka. So in that, you should choose. They are going to like underline which word you should put that is the similar meaning or is the exact same meaning. So that's the part 2. And then the part 3 that they have in here is Nihairo Ishiban Tekito Namono to be no. So you have again like blank space. In that blank space, you're gonna have like, for example, like in this case, the first one is the kid says something and then the mother answers something. So what the kid said, if it's a question, and then you have the part 2 that is already answered. So you're gonna have like the first part is gonna be like, okay, so the kid said it's raining, or the kid say I'm hungry, or the kid said I'm drinking juice, or the kid said I'm watching TV. So you have these 4 options. For example, I'm not reading the options that they have. They have 4 options. So after in the second part, they are already gonna have the phrase answer. That is the answer that is the mom is gonna say. So for example, if I have I'm eating, and the mom have in the second option that said I'm eating rice, so you already know that with only knowing that I'm eating rice, the topic that we are talking about is eating. So the first phrase, the blank space, they are talking about eating. So that's the 3 option. They have like blank space, and you have to choose like to complete all the conversation. And then the 4th part is kanji. And then I think, it's kanji. Yeah, kanji. You have to put the kanji, the reading of the kanji or the hiragana. You have to write it in hiragana, or you have to write the kanji. And then you have the 5th part that is so many 1 questions, and you have to choose the phrase that make more sense. And then like that's the easiest level of the test. And then they have in here another like intermediate level, high level. So they are going to have all these kind of questions. So this is the one that I'm reading, but you go and check in there. They're going to give you the same test, so you can actually practice with that. So let me drink. Tokio, Osaka, dependiendo de la carrera empleada. Ok. Will do, arigatou gozaimashita. Do itashimashite. Ellos le eligen en qué departamento se queda, o usted tiene que buscar alguno. Okay, this is one question that other people ask me. The apartment thing, they are gonna, for the first year that you're gonna study Japanese, they are gonna choose for you a dormitory. If you are going for technical scholarship, I think that the undergraduate is gonna be the same. I'm not sure, at least for me, technical scholarship. I went and they chose for me the apartment. They chose a dormitory. I couldn't change. They choose for you the whole year of Spanish education is going to be covered with the dormitory that they are providing for you. Then the second year, you have to choose which apartment you are going to live in. And this is going to be, I'm telling you guys, this can be a problem or not. There are so many companies in Japan that they don't accept foreigners because they have like really bad experience with foreigners in the past. But there are so many companies, and I really recommend you guys to do a research good. When I went to Japan, I was like, the first year I was like, I don't want to travel so much, so I'm gonna choose like apartment that is near the college, or an apartment that like take just one train. And then after, when I went to university, after living in Japan 3 years, I found out that there are some, if you are in Tokyo and you are gonna live, I don't know, in the middle of Tokyo, Shibuya, or you're gonna live in Harajuku, or you're gonna live like in that area, of course, that is gonna be full of people like Shinjuku, it's gonna be really expensive to live in there. So there are like areas like Suginami, that is like really close to Tokyo, 15 minutes by train, that the apartments are gonna be more cheaper. So it all depends. Do your research after you get the scholarship. Of course, we are none of you guys have got the scholarship yet, but that's gonna happen after the first year. But if you ever need help finding an apartment or something like that, if you need help with work, I work with a guy for 4 years. He had a really good company that is super like foreign friendly. So I can help you out, guys, out with finding a job in Japan, like a part-time job if the money is not like good for you guys or not. Like if you have problems with that, I can help you out with my like last boss. He's really nice and he works with foreigners. And I can also help you out a little bit with this thing of the apartment. Another thing is like you have to take care is like for the phone companies. The first year that you go, there are gonna be so many phone companies that are gonna try to go in the school and tell you, hey, I have the best company, and hey, I have this best company, but they are talking in Japanese and you don't understand anything, and then you go and sign a contract, and it's like me, you sign a contract and then they take a lot of money per month. So do your research, don't sign any paper when you go to Japan before, like if you cannot read the paper completely, or you don't have anyone that you don't trust that can translate the paper for you, don't sign anything in Japan if you don't know what it's saying. Um, I think those are all the questions that you guys have. I don't know if I didn't answer any questions. Oh, it said that it's the same for undergraduate. So yeah, it's the same for undergraduate. First year, they give you the apartment, the dormitory where you go, and the other years you have to find yourself a place to live. And I don't know if you guys have any other question, like put it in here if you have any other question. I'm gonna drink this. And if there is no other question, I'm gonna finish the live because it's already 1 hour 37 seconds. So write down any question that you have. No more questions? Okay, if there is no more questions, I'm just gonna say really quick the most important things that I wanted you guys to get with this live, and it was the first one. The grades, it has to be the combination more than like 80%. And let's see, even though our departure this year was delayed, I'm very happy to know that this year guidelines were released. Good luck for everyone who will take the test this year. Good luck, everyone. Like if any of you need help, like there is also a group in Facebook that you can just put MEXT Scholarship applicants, and they are gonna help you out too. If you need any help, let me know. If you are from Costa Rica specifically and you need if you need some help translating documents, or you need some help with application process, let me know on Instagram, same name, Warabi, and I will help you out with that. And then alguna compañía de telecomunicaciones mejor un router portátil. So the router, I don't know, because I was living with a little portable team for the last month or 2 months, and it's kind of expensive. So I don't know. I cannot tell you right now because it will depend after. But I was with SoftBank, and SoftBank is really expensive. But so many people like SoftBank, so it has to be like based on you. But yeah, so let me really quick go with the review of the things that I wanted you guys to know with this live. And if you guys don't follow me, haven't subscribed to my channel, go and subscribe to my channel so people can know more about these scholarship things that I'm talking here, and people can know about the classes and all of this. You guys will help me out a lot if you subscribe and watch my videos too, so we both help each other. So the first one, the things that I wanted you guys to know was the grades. They have to be the general plus 80, Then you have to follow the application form. You have to fill it out really clear with your idea on the point, not go navigating in another story, just go to the point. And then the age in Costa Rica, 18 to 24, it means that by April next year, you have to be 18. And the 18 is the minimum. So if you are 19, 20, you can still apply, okay? The maximum is 24 by April next year. And then the Japanese, you should know, just beginner level is not they are not making you pass the test, but you have to figure it out. You should have some answers that are okay. So that is also something that you guys have to make sure you fill out all the tests. And then that the Japanese test, you're going to find it out in the research student area of the test that every embassy is going to give you the test for last year's. So you can find out the research students, and in there, that's the only one that they are going to give an example of Japanese test. But the research and the undergraduate level is going to be similar. The technical is going to be a little bit lower, the level of Japanese. And then read everything that is in the website, every little document that they are asking you to bring them. Like if you think this is stupid or they're not going to need this, no. Bring everything that they ask you. As I said before, if they tell you, bring me a tea, you go and bring the embassy a tea because they are asking you to bring it. So bring everything that they ask for. And even more, there are so many people that say, should I bring my CV, resume? And I was like, I don't know, but if you want to bring the resume, it is something extra that I don't think is gonna hurt anyone. So if you want to bring that and you think you're gonna make yourself more presentable to bring that, go ahead and bring it. But it's always, as I always say, it's better more than less. So if you do your effort, if you study really hard, it's better that you didn't study and you just go and do whatever in the test. So always bring the best, and the things are going to turn out the way that you want. And then the most important points that you have to make sure you fill out is for the undergraduate, the point number 2 in the application form, and the technical, the number 9. These are important. And as I said before, extremely, extremely important. Why do you want to study in Japan? What do you want to study? And why do you want to study that? And what are you going to do in your country after you return from the scholarship? These 4 things, you have to have it super clear. And the answers should be thinking not only, I want to go to Japan because I love anime. No, if I want to give you the scholarship and you give me that in a paper, I'm not going to give you the scholarship, because everyone loves anime. Everyone loves Japanese culture because, I don't know, Mount Fuji. You have to give a real answer. Don't say because I love anime, because I love Mount Fuji, because I love Japanese. No. Give a really good answer that people say, okay, I read this. Wow, I really want this guy to go to Japan and study with a full scholarship for 3 years. So if you guys want me to check your application forms, you can send it to me on Instagram. Would be the same as YouTube, but have this really clear, because this is gonna give you more points compared with other people. And then every document that is in your home language should be translated in Japanese or in English. And at least I know in Costa Rica, I think that translation doesn't have to be official. It means that it doesn't have to be translated by an official translator. It can be translated by yourself. So make sure if you bring a paper that say hola, even if it's only one single word, even if it's just hello, if it's in your home language, translate that into English, because everything is going to be sent to Japan, and Japan is going to choose for you. And Japan doesn't know every single language. The people that are going to check your application, they don't know Portuguese, Spanish, Chinese, I don't know, Hindu. They don't know every single language. So the language that is more universal is English. So you have to fill it out in English as well, translate it in English, everything. And then that the last 3 years of your grades should be a certification It doesn't have to be only like a random thing that you download for the page of internet. It has to be a real certification from your school. And those are the things that I really wanted you guys to make sure you know. And as I said, if you need any help, let me know. From here until next week, Wednesday, you should download the application form and start filling it out. And as I said, I'm going to try to do a live again at the same time, 5 p.m. LA time zone. If you guys didn't know the time, it was 5 p.m. LA, Los Angeles. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to go through all the questions, and I'm going to give you guys my ideas or what would I put in there. And you guys can also write down your ideas or what to put. So we all help out with that. So that's all what I wanted you guys to say. And say, yeah, I guess it's the same in every country. They ask the same things in Brazil. Yeah, exactly. It's the same. The guidelines, the documents, everything is the same in every country because they are going to send everything to Japan. So yeah, good luck. And hey, hello from here to United States to Brazil. And I'm sorry that seems random, but can you please show? I'm not going to show my birth feed. Yeah, that's random. But don't ask things like that. That's disgusting. But yeah, so good luck in the process, all of you. And that's all. I think if you guys doesn't have any other question, I'm gonna get off the live. And yeah, good luck with that, and good luck this year. And I hope if any of you get the scholarship, enjoy the best that you can with the Japanese culture. Learn as much as you can and enjoy, because those years are gonna pass super quick. I cannot believe that I went to Japan 5 years and I'm already in the United States. It seems like super quick. It seems like yesterday that I went to Japan. So just do the best of you, because sometimes I want you to do this. When you go and fill out the application form, when you go and do the test, when you go and do the interview, I want you to feel after you bring that paper, after you bring that test, after you bring that interview, I want you to feel that you did the best, not the 100%. I want you to feel that you bring the 200%, 1,000% of yourself. So you're not gonna feel bad in case that they say, no, you didn't pass the scholarship. You're not gonna feel bad because in the end you did the best you could. But believe me, I did the test twice. I didn't tell you guys this. I did a test when I was in the last year of high school. I didn't pass to the interview, but then I did it when I was in university first year and I passed. And what happened the first year? The first year I didn't study anything. I went to do the scholarship test and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna try. And then I saw the test and I was like, wow, this test actually was the thing that I was studying in high school. So I could have passed this test, So I felt bad when they didn't call me to do the interview, because I was like, I didn't do my best. So I didn't pass this scholarship because I didn't try hard. So I don't want you guys to feel like that. So you do your best and answer thinking I'm the best option that Japan has to get the scholarship. And after, if they don't give you the scholarship, you're not gonna feel bad. You did your best and you apply again next year. But just don't go and apply the test without studying, without doing your research, without anything. Because if you fail, I'm not gonna feel sorry for you. So what is the? I asked you to show your feed for a university project. Well, I'm not gonna show my feed for anything. That's disgusting. I'm having classes through the internet. I'm already loving it. Yeah. So good luck with that, with the classes. And hey, thank you so much for joining this live. I was afraid no one was gonna join, but 13 people, that's a lot of people actually. So thank you for joining, and I hope you have the best and good luck. And if you want to comment something else, go and comment in this video, and please like this video so more people can come, because YouTube only recommend the videos that have many views and that many people liked it and many people comment in the videos. If my videos doesn't have so many comments, if my video doesn't have so many likes, YouTube is not gonna recommend my videos to many other people like you guys that want to learn about this. So give it a big like to this live if you guys like what I told you today. And see you next time, next Wednesday with the application process. So bye. Good luck, everyone.